It's Monday the 9th in the morning, and we are getting ready to head back to Clinton, hopefully. It's supposed to be a little spicy out there, and the wind direction is gonna start to come from direct down in the middle of the day, so we might have to go north a little further and then head east, but we will see what happens. Getting everything ready. Little sandwich for breakfast, so hopefully we don't feel nauseous. And we'll be off soon. Right, Cap? Bye, Mount Sinai.
Adios, muchachos.
Headed back home. So we are making our way from Mount Sinai to Clinton. Hopefully, if all goes well today. We're doing some motor sailing right now because we only have a couple hours of current with us going east before it's going to change over and be against us, so we want to make some headway. And we're doing about, what, 6.5 knots?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
6.5 or 7 knots, which is great, and we're making our heading just a little bit west of plan. And the wind's pretty good. The waves are a little bit rolly, but really not bad at all. So it's been a good start. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. It's only like 7 hours to go.
So I got everything disconnected. It's like making a bunch of noise in here. So still not fucking. It still got voltage on it. I just checked it. It's still got like adequate voltage, even though it melted down.
We're rolling.
We got more guys doing donuts.
We're rolling.
Oh, we're rolling. The regulator went bad in the alternator, and it was overcharging our AGM battery bank, which is our house bank. We were like halfway across the sound. We started smelling something. We thought it was just the exhaust wrap on the motor, because there's a cloth or fiber exhaust wrap that has smoked in the past and kind of smelled a little funky, and we thought it was that. But the smell started to change and get a little weird. We said it smelled like hot dogs. But then the tachometer on the motor control panel went out. And I think that's wired to the house batteries, or it like takes some power from the house batteries. I thought for the first time maybe it's electrically related, and so I looked into the battery room, and it was kind of full of smoke, but it was probably just battery acid and plastic burning because the battery was burning. So we shut the motor down, we started sailing. The alternator was overcharging the battery so much that it boiled the battery acid, and it burned a hole in the top of the battery, and it started shorting the connections, or just maybe burning the connections. That's what it looked like. Kind of solved the battery problem down there by pulling the leads off the batteries and disconnecting the two batteries, which were feeding one another and continuing the boiling of the first battery. And we disconnected the alternator, and we're able to run the motor again without overcharging the battery because it wasn't hooked up to the battery. So our starter battery is separate, so the starter battery was standalone and was just fine, because we just started off the starter battery, which is not being charged by the motor or by the solar panel, so it was just standalone, and that worked out just fine. And then we got into our harbor, and it's like mayhem in here too. It's not the most ideal conditions for coming in with a questionable motor and a potential boat fire. Now we're at the dock. We had our first beer. We're gonna go get more beers, and we're gonna pull all the batteries out because we have to buy new ones because they're fucked.
Toast.
They can't battery anymore. No, definitely not. No more voltage.
Voltage is dying.
Don't overcharge your batteries, boys and girls, especially AGMs apparently.
It was, in fact, our battery burning.
And burning the cables.
And burning the cables.
Luckily, we don't have that much hooked up to it. But, and I don't think it screwed up the inverter. I don't think it screwed up the bilge pump because that fuse is intact. But it burned the wires going to it. And it was just like boiling out of this thing. You can see right into the battery, which I'm breathing right now. So
yeah, we shouldn't breathe that in.
don't breathe it.
It was a pretty scary day, but there was no fire. We were prepared and we made it back. Is there something I should get to put it in? Like a garbage bag or something? Like that seems silly because the battery acid could eat through it, right? But
yeah, tricks.
oh. These are the fried batteries. Actually, this one's still reading a 6-volt charge. This one too?
Yeah.
But they're from 2010, so they're kind of old. And being overcharged, they're probably ready. Once we removed the batteries from the boat, we went to get new connectors to replace the fried ones. We also hooked up the bilge to the starter battery so it could continue to run automatically. So we're back here on the pilings. We got back here this morning. We docked up yesterday so we can get the batteries out and all that. And now Rob is hooking up the solar panel to the starter battery instead because it was hooked up to the house batteries, but since those are blown, we're hooking up the solar panel to the starter so that it'll keep the starter charged, and also we moved the bilge pump to the starter battery so that will run when we're away, so the solar panel will keep all that charged. So we're just testing the voltage now to make sure that it wasn't the solar panel that overcharged the batteries. We wanted to kind of just rule that out. It's been a long day, so we're gonna drink some port wine that we got on our sailing journey and play some cards.
Hey, cards.